What's up YouTube, it's Young Man's Daily Red Pill, back with another video. Thank you guys for clicking on today's video, liking the content, sharing the content, helping me spread this red pill knowledge, because the earlier you take the red pill, the better off you are in life, because you save a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, a lot of heartaches, and you can just enjoy life for what it is and make the most of it. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the movie 365 DNI. Now, this is a new Netflix, I think it's a show or a movie, something like that. I think it's a movie, but I've been hearing a lot about it from females, and particularly female coworkers talking about this at my work. Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, if you haven't heard about this new Netflix show, it's basically a BDSM type of grape fantasy where a woman is kidnapped by a wealthy Italian mafioso type of guy, and he basically explores her body. Let's just say that. He explores every inch of this woman's body, and he ties her up and he has her for his sadistic pleasures whenever he wants. And just like 50 Shades of Grey, now we see that this movie is starting to hit record numbers, okay? Right now, it is currently trending #1 on Netflix. And there's a lot of movies, a lot of shows on Netflix. It's trending #1. So obviously, they've hit a nerve in these females' minds about their deep, dark sexual fantasies that they are now able to fully express and embrace in 2020 because of sexual liberation, which is what I've told you guys since the beginning of this channel. And it's only going to continue with my generation, your guys' generation, whatever generation you're in watching this. If you're older, you don't have to deal with as much of this BS probably. But for guys that are my age and up, or even a little bit younger, we are going to have to deal with these females that have these types of fantasies and have a lot of men running through them at an early age. And now that they're seeing that these movies are gaining popularity and they have other girlfriends watching this, family members, aunties, whatever it is, they're going to begin to think that this is the new norm and that there is a man out there that's a millionaire that will fly them out and do all these kinds of things to them, and that they can live this type of lifestyle, this Hollywood fake grape fantasy type of lifestyle, and be treated like property. But there's a catch. They like to be treated like property and like objects by the 1% man. Or when I did my 90-10 rule, they like to be treated by the 10% man like property. If you try to do this being the 80-90% man, good luck. She's not going to let you do this. And I like to not just talk about how I feel about this and my perspective on the issue. I like to actually show you guys tweets. I like to show you guys comments. I don't like to just share only my opinion without giving you some female perspective on this, because while females do lie consistently and they do manipulate you with their words and they really never tell the full truth, it seems like this movie is actually getting a lot of female nature out of these women, and we're able to explore how this movie truly reveals their sexual, deep, dark fantasies of being raped. Literally, I'm not joking when I say this, guys. If you are a 1% to 5% man and you are attractive, looks, money, status, you can get away with doing a lot of despicable things to a woman, and she will allow you to do it. But if you are on the flip side of things, the 90% guy, your average man, and the majority of people you see walking around every day, well, if you try to do that, you're going to be in jail. So we're going to read a few tweets that I thought were pretty interesting, that it just shows how female nature is just so funny and so delusional. Because one moment females want one thing, and then the next moment, well, it depends on the situation, it depends on the guy that she's with, and it depends on how he makes her feel, how much money he has, how he looks matters, okay? Let's check these out. The first tweet we see is by a female. She's replying to another female that posted below the actual trailer of the movie and says, "Girl, yes, I know the relationship was toxic AF and super unrealistic, but I low-key want an Italian Don to, quote, rescue, end quote, me and make me love him." The premise of this movie is literally a female being kidnapped by an Italian Don, like what she just said, and taking advantage of her 365 days of the year until she falls in love with him. All right? Now, imagine a regular guy doing this. It wouldn't fly. It just shows you how delusional these females are. She literally says, girl, I know it's unrealistic and it's toxic AF, but I low-key want an Italian Don to rescue and make love to me. Or grape me. It depends on who is doing the graping. The next tweet that I found interesting comes from another woman, surprisingly, because women are usually the ones that watch these kinds of things. I've never watched this show. I have no intention on watching it. I don't think you guys should either. It's a female's deep, dark fantasy, so I have no idea why as a guy you would watch it, maybe just to get some insight on what they're teaching these young girls. Go ahead, but it's not for me. It's probably not for you either. But this is what she says. Grab me like this and you're in jail. And I've seen a few of these tweets. And then this guy replies underneath, depends on who grabs you. If you're grabbed by someone you drool over, you won't even call the police, which is very true. These girls have these fantasies about these 1% to 5% man, and then they want to be in relationships with the 95% to 90% men because they can't attract this 5%, 10% man because he doesn't exist in their world. He does not see them. He is getting the majority of top quality women. But these women that are just average, basic looking, their heads explode and they think that they have the ability to tie down one of these high value males that's a multimillionaire, has looks, money, and status, when she doesn't really know any of these guys in her personal life. None whatsoever. The third tweet that I want to talk about is just as equally ridiculous, and I think it's pretty funny. But she says, do I watch this with my man? Yes or no? And then she replies a day later, the answer is no. So I'm assuming that the reason she's saying this is she tried to watch it with her man and then she realized I'm with a beta male provider kind of simpy cucked guy that's not going to be able to do these things. And if he sees me watching this, he's going to feel like he can't live up to these expectations. And also, she's getting wet by watching this. And if he sees that, he's going to feel insecure and it might red pill him. That's also another thing that she doesn't want you to know. And also, just looking at her profile picture, I just feel like she has a lot of damage done to her brain already. But, you know, I'm not here to judge, but I just did. Who cares? The final tweet was a reply to Rational Male's original tweet. And one of the books that I read before starting this channel was The Rational Male. Shout out Rollo Tomasi. But this guy replies to The Rational Male's original tweet. And this guy writes, 80% of men in the comments say, I have an issue with how he is treating her. No woman should go through this. It isn't sexy at all, which is simps. And then 80% of women in the comments, the boat scene had me like, I watched this movie 5 times last night. I want this experience. And then he says, you noticing it too? You see, there's a double standard. And a lot of men don't realize that the female you are with and the female you are talking to likes to be treated like a little, okay? That's the honest truth. By the right guy, though. And she won't tell you this. If you get in a relationship with her and you were beta at first and then you get in a relationship and then you try to pull some stuff like this, pull her hair, choke her out, do all these kind of things, throw her up against the wall, have her like holding all types of position like you're a linebacker in football, she's not going to let you do that. You already showed that you're beta. She's going to be like looking at you like, you ain't touching me like that. No. She'll look at you crazy. But it depends on the man that does it. If the right man at the right time with the right looks, money, and status is there, he will be able to do this to your woman. He will be able to do this to your female. And a lot of women have these pseudo fantasy realities within their head where they like being treated badly by the right guy. And being treated badly means basically being held prisoner, like in this movie, being treated like an object, being objectified, being sexualized, being just basically penetrated everywhere. That's what they like. It's the #1 movie right now on Netflix. And it's starting to reveal more and more about female nature, things that we've already known when we first heard of 50 Shades of Grey. They've upped the level of sexual scenes, all these different scenes. And now we're starting to see that women really do like being treated like this by the right guy. They love it. And they will never tell you this. They will only tell you these things when it's through a movie. So what's the big takeaway? What's the point of making this video? My main reason I make this video and the reason I make videos every day to help you guys is because a lot of these younger women are going to be watching these types of movies, and these types of shows are only going to get more sexualized. Just look at the last few music videos that have been on trending on YouTube. I want you guys to understand that moving forward, these younger females that are being influenced by these sexual movies and these sex scenes and all these different things that Hollywood promotes, they're going to end up being very promiscuous moving forward at an earlier age, and they're going to be praised for it. We've already known this, but it's only going to increase. And I know that sounds kind of depressing, kind of sad for a lot of you guys that still are holding out hope for that special someone. But this is a reality we're living in. We're not living in the 1900s anymore. The majority of women love to be taken advantage of by the right guy at the right time and have all types of crazy things done to them by that right guy. And if she's not doing it with you, more than likely, you're just not her sexual preference, unfortunately. Remember, guys, broads are frauds. Check out Alpha Villains. Link is in the description. They sponsored this video. So continue to go your own way, guys. Continue to take the red pill. Stay positive, my friends. Love you all. Stay blessed. Don't be indoctrinated by this crazy society.